Hi everyone, welcome here. My name is Oceana. I felt inspired to start a reading vlog where I'm reading books from my fall TBR, and I kind of wonder if this is gonna help me complete TBRs in the future. I've decided not to do an October TBR just to test it out. I haven't not posted a TBR in, it feels like years. I don't know. I love TBRs. I love making them. I love posting those kind of videos and I love watching them. So why would I not do it? But I felt kind of just like I needed a break, I guess, from it. So I took one, but I do have a fall TBR, and in a way this is helpful because, okay, now I can kind of have a collection of books to choose from for this month, and there's no pressure to read them all in this month, so that's helpful. I am just on the tail end of finishing up my current reads, and then I haven't decided what to start next. But I have decided that I want to start books from my fall TBR. So I'll link the video down below if you haven't seen it. And I've just been looking through it and looking at the books that I put there. I've actually read quite a few from the list. So I'm really proud of myself, and I feel like I did a good job of predicting what kind of books I'd be interested in for this season. So we're going strong. I'm excited. So the first is The Chronicles of Narnia, and I'm on the silver chair. I'm still waiting for the audiobook, so those will not be in this. The next one was The Hunger Games, and I have a feeling that's not gonna happen. I was kind of thinking that I would read the whole trilogy and then also read the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes so that I could watch the movie that's coming out. But I've just lost interest. We finished the movies kind of a while ago. My sister finished all of the books, and the urge has passed. But when I do see The Hunger Games in that video, I'm oh yeah, I would want to read it, but it's probably not gonna happen. So it's not gonna be in this video. But the book that is in this video, that will be in this video, is Autumn by the Sea by Tagg. Obviously I don't have it with me. I am still in my hotel room, but I'm gonna be home soon, and that is the next physical book that I will be starting. I have told myself it will happen, and I just hope that I really like it. So this will be a documentation of how it goes. I really hope that I love it. So that is definitely the first one that's going to be in this video. And then kind of scrolling down to the bottom of my list is Julia Monroe Begins Again by Rebekah Millet, and this is a new release. This is her debut, and it comes out, I think it's October 1st actually, but October 1st is a Sunday, so I don't even know. Anyways, I do want to read this book. I got it on NetGalley, so I want to review it, and I'm really excited about it. I have seen just so many good things about this book, and her Instagram presence is just so positive. I really enjoy following this author on Instagram because she's really sweet, and it's just really cool. I'm kind of picking up what her story is and how God led her to sharing this story with us. So I really hope that I love it, and I'm excited to try it out. So those two books are going to be in this video for sure, and then I'm going to leave the third one up to whatever. I may not actually get to a third one. So I'm going to start Julia Monroe possibly tonight, but probably tomorrow. I do still need to finish up the book that I'm currently reading, which is Detection Detail by Terry Reid. I'm listening to it on audiobook, so other than that, I'm not reading an ebook or anything either. So I could start Julia Monroe as soon as tonight, but I'm exhausted and I need to just veg out. I don't know. I mean, reading is relaxing, but then I have an early flight tomorrow morning, so I actually might just sleep the whole time. But either way, I'm gonna start these books and then I will check in. Kind of my last vlog worked well because I literally just updated when I could and I shared what I was reading. I should have a little bit more time going into this next week, but then the week after, our Canadian Thanksgiving, I am traveling again. So yeah, it is travel season for my job, so I'm gonna be away a little bit. But yeah, I will be in and out. I will update as much as I can, and I just appreciate you guys being here. So this is the intro, and I'll let you know when I have made some progress in either two of these books. Hello friends, I am back. and it feels good to be in my home again. I did share a clip of me reading the book though. Julia Monroe Begins Again. And I have some thoughts. So, okay. So I'm reading it as an ebook. Okay, I'm 26% in. Okay. And I am struggling. The first scene / first chapter, I think, no, it's the first scene. First scene was perfect. So funny, great, endeared me to her right away. But then there's a couple things. Okay, number one, the scenes are very jumpy. It's almost like we get like a little bit of her doing something and then it switches either to the next day or just like something totally different, or like it'll say a week later or something, like just a lot of time jumps that are very disjointed. It doesn't flow well. So that's one thing. Second thing, biggest thing that I guess I need to really, I'm learning. I need to read exactly what these books are about, which I did for this one, but still, I do not like enemies to lovers. I don't like that trope, especially in contemporary fiction, because enemies means one or both of the characters are just rude to each other. And it's not funny, it's not cute, it doesn't make me laugh, it makes me cringe and it makes me upset because no one should ever treat someone like that. And I just can't get over it. So for this one, she is the grump and he eggs her on. She clearly is not into him, doesn't want his attention, doesn't want to be around him, but he finds every way to be near her and he wants a second chance and he wants to date her. And I just am like, no, like she's obviously very uncomfortable, leave her alone. If she calmly said like, hey, it's been a while, I am over it and I would really appreciate it if you would not give me any attention and stay away because I'm not interested. Like, because the other thing is, I know I'm like jumping around. I don't even know if I explained what this book is about, but to just get this out, she is 40 years old. 40. Okay, I'm not saying that's old, but I am saying that by 40, you should have some things figured out, I would hope. And maybe maybe this is realistic, okay? But I don't want to read about it, okay? That's the thing. We follow this woman who, her husband passed away 10 years ago. She has 2 sons that are in college and she is a cleaner. She cleans houses as her job. She's involved in her church. She's doing the things as a 40-year-old woman. And then this dude from her past who she dated in college, who he broke her heart, she loved him, he didn't want to commit, he left, she's heartbroken. He shows up at church one day and she's like, what is he doing at church? And she's like, God, why can't you make him go to a different church? Like, why is he here? Is it even real? Like, she starts questioning his salvation and I was like, what are these thoughts from a 40-year-old woman? I was turned off immediately as soon as she saw him, because then she was just so dramatic. And okay, I'm only 26% in, but these are the feelings that I have, and if it doesn't turn around, like, I'm not gonna like this book, and it's really too bad. But I guess I just want to document this. But even some of the lines that he has said, like, he's so suggestive with the things that he says, and he like tries to bug her about like being attracted to him, and then in her mind she's like has this like zing, she calls it, or a tingle or whatever. She has some kind of feeling when she's around him that she's like trying to control her hormones and whatever. And it's just coming from a 40-year-old, like, this feels like 18-year-old behavior. It just does. And maybe once again there are adults that act this way and think this way, but I just don't want to read about it because that's not me. It's not how I want to behave or who I want to be, so I don't enjoy it. Okay, so that's how I'm feeling right now. That was a lot, but I just had to get it all out, and it's too bad because this is literally a review book. I literally am gonna like be getting a free copy in the mail to read. This is a debut author with Bethany House. I had such high hopes because like all of the marketing around this book, the author herself, and really what the book was about, I thought it was going to be really good. I was really hoping for like just a mature love story, but it doesn't feel that way. It feels like it's trying to be rom-com-y, but it's falling flat because of the age of these characters and just the things that they're thinking and saying. I'm just so turned off by it. So I'm gonna keep going. I really hope that it turns around, but I just don't see that happening because I've read books like this before, and I mean, if you like enemies to lovers, you probably would enjoy this book. And I have been reading reviews on Goodreads and people are loving it. So I must be missing something, or it's just truly the trope. Like, but am I crazy for thinking this way? Am I making it too big of a deal? But you know what? Like, who cares? This is my reading taste, right? So this is how I feel about it. I'm not saying that everyone should feel this way or that this is a bad book or that I don't like the author. Like, I don't know. I'm not bashing anyone who likes it or anything about the author, but these are my honest feelings. It's the story itself, I'm just not vibing with it. I'm not vibing with the characters either. I'm gonna try to finish it today, actually. I know I'm not very far in, but I feel like I could just binge this because, not gonna lie, I kind of just want it to be over. I could DNF it, but I don't feel like that is what I want to do yet. So we'll see. If it starts getting like really annoying, then I might, but now that I'm here though, I can show you this book. This is the next book that I'm gonna read. So as soon as I finish that book, I will start this book. And I really hope this goes better. I don't know if it is a second chance romance or an enemies to lovers. I'm gonna read the back and really try to discern so that I at least go in with my guard up if I need to, because no more enemies to lovers for me. I just can't take it. And second chance romance, if it's done well, I can like it. But honestly, if enemies to lovers is done well too, I literally just reviewed Indigo Isle in my September wrap up, and that was definitely enemies to lovers and Grumpy Sunshine, and I loved it. It was written really well because the characters felt real, and the girl was 33, the guy was 38. So they were definitely, you know, older adults, but they felt like their age. They behaved like their age. It was good. This is not. This is not behaving like 40-year-olds, in my opinion, you know? Okay, I'm off my rant. I will check in when I've read more or when I've finished it. I'm reading right now. Listen to this. You weren't at church. I've been busy. I motioned to the lawnmower. He glanced around. You skipped church to cut the grass? Yes. And then in her head, no, I skipped church to avoid you. I guess God had shown me. Not funny. I don't think it's funny. Hello. I'm at work. I happen to be in the office by myself, and I just felt like now is the time to update. So I'm 80 something percent in this book, and I think I might DNF it. It is not going well. I don't like want to be like dramatic or anything, but it just has every single thing that a romance could have that I don't like. So it's not necessarily the book, it's me. I can't recommend this book because there's nothing in it that I like, truly. Like, when her kids started being more mature than she is, like, they spoke calmly, they like shared their feelings with her, they are like trying to encourage her, and she in her head is like, my knees buckled, and her knees buckle a lot. She's talking about her buckled knees all the time, and I tried not to like swerve into traffic when her sons are like having a conversation with her. Like, I just don't like her character, and I think that she was trying to be relatable, but it's just annoying to me. Like, I just don't like reading this kind of character. Like I said, like, I don't find her someone I would look up to, someone that I want to read about. I want to be inspired by my characters, and yes, some relatability needs to be there, but this is relatability that just rubs me the wrong way, and I don't enjoy reading it. So I think I might DNF this book, and I really didn't think I would. Honestly, if I finished reading it, it would be 2 stars. So why finish reading it? Because I know she's gonna end up with the guy that she's trying to resist. She's probably gonna start her own little business that she's been resisting as well. So I don't need to like read it, you know, because it's driving me crazy. And Amanda, thank you for letting me share, because in the moment, I was like, what is this book? I'm not enjoying it. So I'm gonna leave it at that. I feel bad because like I care that this is someone's work, and that this is an author's work that she put so much effort into, and it just isn't for me. It didn't work for me, but I don't want you all to be like turned off from it necessarily. Like, give it a try. You might like it. You might like the tropes that are in it, but I just don't. And it's not for me, and I know that now. And so I'm not the best one to review this because it has everything in it that I don't like. So I will try to write a really like thoughtful, thorough review on Goodreads in a little bit. I'm gonna let it sit for a little while so that's less fresh. Gearing up for another busy week. So we'll see how this goes, but hi everyone, little check-in. I am on chapter 7 and it is going well. I am pleased to say. Definitely needed a redemption after Julia Monroe, so this is great. I'm really liking the vibes so far, and I did read the back and it is not a second chance romance, so that is good. It could be a little bit of enemies to lovers, but for good reason, and so far it's good. Like, he's being polite, at least. He might not like it, but he's not gonna like be straight up rude to her. And I like that a lot. So we follow this girl named Sydney, and she was in foster care her whole life, and so she doesn't know her family. She did try to find her mom, and she had a really bad encounter, so that has kind of scarred her, and there's that. And then you follow this like grandmother lady named Maggie, who is looking for her granddaughter because her daughter gave her up, I guess, when she was a baby. So she is trying to look for her, and a private investigator finds Sydney at the very beginning and is like, hey, Maggie thinks that you might be her granddaughter. Will you come to Maine and see what it's like and see if it's true? And she agrees because she has nothing to lose, and she has always been curious about her family, and so she wants to find that out. And that is the story so far. So she has gone to Maine and she's met Maggie, and Maggie has some grandchildren, I guess. I didn't really catch what the relation is there. It must be grandchildren. Whatever. But there's 2 sisters and a brother. And the brother is gonna be the love interest. But he's definitely very skeptical of Sydney, and he's like, why are you here? And so, yeah, but I'm liking it so much so far, so that's really good. Very promising. I like the writing, the characters are funny, nothing dumb has happened yet, and I'm happy about it. So I will check in more when I've read more, and I'm just relieved. I'm very relieved, and I want to actually keep reading this, so yay. You guys, I finished this book. I loved it. Loved it. What a crazy video. Like, truly, I did not plan this, but I love this book. I'm giving it 5 stars. I was captivated, okay? And possibly, although I don't think this is real, but possibly because the first book sucked so much, this one like stood out even more. But I don't think so. I think I would have loved it no matter what, because the writing was so clever and unique, but in such like a real way. I loved the writing, I have to say. And then the stinking characters and the romance, I loved it so much. You know what, too? Like, honestly, the amount of times, actually, it was only said once, but the amount of times I thought it, these are some mature characters. I forget how old the girl was. 30 maybe? I think the girl was 30 and the dude was 34. Man, it's nice to read characters that age. Like, I'm turning 30 in a month and a half, and it feels like I feel seen in this book. And you know what? There was a stinking scene where I was like, God, I just want a man to love me like that. Like, please. This is what I'm looking for. It was amazing. I loved it. I think I explained what it's about. Everything, wow. And this is like a full-on series. I need to read the next book. Seriously, like, at least some things came together in the end, but there are more unanswered questions and I want to know. I love this. 5 stars. Okay. Amazing. And yeah, I just love when like a character is like kind of a fish out of water in a new place, having to like figure out how things work in this new place while also getting to know the people in the new place. And like, it was so good. It was just so clean, so good. Like, the characters still, you clearly knew they liked each other. There was some smooching, but it was like literally kicking my feet in cuteness. I loved it. I binged this. Like, I literally read this in 2 days, and I don't do that very often. Like, a book has to be really good for me to like put aside whatever else I could be doing and read it. And that's what I did. Like, anytime I wasn't working or sleeping, I'm reading this book, and it was so good. This was like actually a gift. I still have the Amazon tag from Bethany. Bethany brings books. Thank you. Thank you for this book. I love it. I loved it so much. This is added to the favorites. I can't wait to read the next one. And honestly, great fall book too. Like, it's literally set in like September, October, and like ends in November. And is the next one going to be set during Christmas? I don't know, but I want to read it. And okay, that's that. So happy the way this video is ending. I'm gonna end it here because it's long enough and I need a video to upload, so there we go. And how fun. I really enjoyed this. You know, as much as like the first book was a bit of a letdown, it was like a total letdown, I did enjoy like really going into depth of like my thoughts about it. So I actually enjoyed both ends of this experience. Yeah, okay. I can't recommend this enough, and the hype is real. So many of my friends have hyped this to me and said that they think I would like it. thank you for knowing my taste, because you were right. I love it. And I've heard the second one is even better, and I cannot imagine it being even better, but I can't wait. Because also there's like, I would call them side characters, but they're pretty much all main characters. Like, you follow Sydney and Neil and Lillian and Indy and Wilder and Maggie, and they're all gonna have some romance in there. I can already see it. Lillian, I know what's going on there. Wilder, I know what's going on there. Okay, it's clear, and I can't wait to read that story. So yeah. And then Indy girl, like Bennington, what? It's fine. Really curious about how that's gonna go. And Micah, I hope we do see more of him. He is interesting. Nicola, I don't know. She's great. Thank you, girl. Amazing. I loved it. Yeah, loved the characters. First Melissa Tagg book, and I am impressed. So just masterful. And like, that's kind of how the writing made me feel. I was like eating it up. I just loved it. So yeah, great setting too. Set in Maine on the ocean. Amazing. So that's the video. Thank you for watching. And I have no idea what's coming next, but this was just such a great end. So again, thank you for coming with me on this journey, and I hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you next time.